Hello everybody and welcome back to Pokemon Silver version Nuzlocke. I have some busy work to do today, but I thought I'd record a part of this, go do that work, and then come back and record one or two more parts with Special Agent Nigel. How are you doing, Nigel? I'm doing alright. Better than Gina Picnicker, who seems to have to call us whenever we begin a part. This is Gina. How are things? You want to battle? I'm going to win this time. I'll be waiting for you on a route. Bye-bye. Well, at least she kept it short and sweet this time. Okay, so, this time, what are we doing, Sanjit? Right, well, let's look what HMs we've got and what we need. Alright, we're in the right place already. Cut, Surf, Strength, and Flash. So we have Surf and Strength, that's what we need. So we need to teach Surf to someone, and we need to go surfing to Olivine City. I think that's our next step. It's been a short while since I last recorded, but I think we beat the lighthouse, and I don't think of anything else to do other than hit the sea. So we can either teach Surf to Bush or to Big Sis. I think Big Sis is probably better as a surfer, so we'll go with that. I forget if I said I was going to do some off-screen training, but it seems kind of redundant. I think we'll be alright for a little bit. The team is coming together. We don't want to take all of the element of, threat out of the LP. Things could die at any moment. That's just the way it is. Now then, here's something. Hello you. I think I talked to you in the last part, but I'll talk to you again. Yeah, I just thought you'd be more interesting than you were. Okay, so items. I want to know how many Pokeballs I have. A decent amount, because we can catch something in the sea. Now the thing is, I don't think I'm going to beat all the swimmers on the way to, sorry, did I just say we're going to Olivine? We're going to Cianwood from Olivine, obviously, but I don't think I'm going to beat all of the trainers on the route. I will come back and do that, but I will probably do it off screen, because who wants to see a whole part of us beating trainers? So off we go. We'll beat this guy, though, because experience is important, and of course there's the threat of something dying, which gives it a bit of an edge, this LP. Yeah, I think this LP is coming together again. I mean, oh, you had to be patient. Thank you for being patient with this LP coming back. But hopefully you enjoy it now too, because I'm really enjoying playing through this. Oh yes, so am I. It's really fun actually. Like I think we got a bit bogged down in Goldenrod. Now sort of the story's moving again. It's looking good. So off we go. Vice gripping time against Tentacool. Oh, don't poison us. It's just gonna ruin my day if you poison us. I think we can make it back to a Pokemon Center, but you know, still, this is sort of the whole getting bogged down thing is just like, oh, we got poisoned, we better go heal up. Oh, come on, that was so meant to kill. Oh, jeez. Maybe I shouldn't have got rid of Bubble, because it can lower speed, but I wouldn't have used Bubble there anyway, so whatever. Big Sis gets the win against Tentacool, good stuff. Growing the experience very nicely. Or another Tentacool. The originality is oozing out of this man's acid. Oh, that can lower defense, I think. But it didn't on that occasion, so we're okay just to keep plugging away. Let's hope this can be a 2-hit KO this time. We can get the level up. Go on, don't poison. Ah, damn it. I think we have antidotes and full heals here, so we won't need to go back. But still, that's slightly annoying. Okay, well, there we go. Win and a level up for Big Sis. Our pretty much female-dominated team is doing very nicely. Okay, Uncle I give. Alright, let's sort this situation out. Let's not forget it and ruin it, because we had something die to poison early on. I think it was Dunsparce. We really wanted a Dunsparce on this LP. We actually got one. The first Pokemon that appears in Dark Cave is a freaking Dunsparce, and then, you know, just dies to poison as soon as we get it. That's just so annoying. I think we might have been able to heal it as well, but we forgot. Stupid. Okay, no inner tube for her. She's hanging on to a sea Pokemon. Right, I decided not to heal up Big Sis and just switch out if it looks like it's going to get too much for her. Staryu, I think we can deal with that. Deal with that quite nicely. I do love the cry of Krabby. Both in the anime, like, I love the Kingler one where it's... But I do like the one in the game, like bang 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 bang. I don't know, it appeals to me. You're an odd person, Sanjit, but we love you for it, sort of. And off we go with Vice Grip. Raise the defense there, but we'll keep going with Vice Grip. See, I knew Rapid Spin was going to be like its one of its moves, and that does next to nothing. which is good. I'm going to take a sip of my drink, so there will be no sound of me talking, but Sanjit can fill in. What? I can't do that because Nigel, you really shouldn't have shoved your drink in my face when you said you were going to take the drink, you cheeky little scamp. Okay, so we're going to beat this Staryu. We've lost a bit of HP, so this might be Big Sis done for the day, but if it's another Staryu, we'll at least let her beat that. Or of course, we do retain the option to use a Super Potion. Shelter, that's a bit annoying. I don't know whether to go for Vice Grip or Surf. We'll stick with Vice Grip for now. It's doing a little bit. Supersonic. Okay, Big Sis can come back now. I'm not having that. No, Big Sis's attack is a bit high on the high side, so we don't want to be staying in on Super Tonics. Wish it was a Super Tonic, but no, Supersonics. Bush, I think. We'll go for a bit of Bush. Because I'm really not sure what to do with Mrs. Hudson at this time, because, you know, she's only going to be in Nidorina, and I know, like, our Geodude Suki is only going to be a Graveler because there's no way we can trade on this LP, so that Slowpoke Liz that died, she could never have been a Slow King, she'd have had to be a Slowbro, we would have probably gone the Slowbro route anyway, even before we realised we were forced to, because, of course, Slowpoke evolved to Slow King by trading with a King's Rock. So, yeah, Mrs. Hudson is going to be in Nidorina. I'm not sure whether that's enough. I'll have to check the base stats of Nidorina. But for now, Bush, the star of the LP, is going to do some... Actually, maybe I shouldn't train Bush right now, because we're going to a fighting gym. And, whoa! Mrs. Hudson could actually be useful there. And, oh, it's got a Poliwrath in that gym as well, so Vinda 2's not going to like it particularly. This is going to be tough on this, on the gym. This next gym is going to be tough on us. Maybe Big Sis does need, yeah. I'm going to train Big Sis up, and maybe I'll have to do some off-screen training before we take on the gym. Otherwise, like, you know, this is a problem with gyms. You can get overconfident really easily and say, like, oh, well, we've got the levels, we should be able to beat it. But if things go south, and if you underestimate it, your entire team dies. Like, if you lose any battle on a Nuzlocke, your entire team is dead and can't be used again. That's kind of serious, but we can capture this. And it is a Tentacool. Another female, and I'm going to try and catch this because a Tentacool would actually be really rather useful. Maybe even more useful than Big Sis, but Big Sis has proved herself. I mean, a poison water type is pretty good against this fighting gym that we're going to take on. I'll go with a Surf just to further weaken it. I doubt that'll kill it, in fact I'm positive it won't. Lovely, lovely drink. Yeah, pathetic damage. Constrict, okay, let's just chuck some balls because I'm bored. We'll go with the Pokeballs. Oh, uber fast Tentacle caught. So we got it. We didn't get the Mantine that would perhaps have been, you know, more unique, which you could have caught. Okay, yes, you can. We're playing Silver. I think you can in Silver. It's Gold where you can't. Or maybe you can get it in both. I can't remember. Oh, a Tentacle nickname. Sanjit, help me out. Jelly. Are we doing presidents? We're catching a lot of girls to keep on doing presidents. What was the last thing we caught? Big Sis, which was just sort of an... I forgot why we called it Big Sis at all. Maybe someone... Oh yeah, my sister was crabby. Was that it? Hilarious. Well, who's like a jellyfish that I know? I don't really know any jellyfish. Stingy. Who's a stingy person? I don't know. Nigel, back to you. Well, as always, Sanjit, you've been an excellent help. Tentacool. I'm not sure if we're going to use Tentacool. You know what? It's got tent in the name. I'm just going to call it camping or something like that. This will lead into a story now because I've only been on one camping trip in my life. And it was really kind of crap. In fact, okay. I don't know whether to tell this story or not, but I decided I'm going to because if you sat here for 9 minutes, you deserve some sort of insight and interesting story. Okay, this camping trip was created by my friend. Let's call her Cheryl, which isn't her real name, but we'll go with Cheryl. So Cheryl organised this camping trip, and it came at the end of high school. So we're all going off to university and college and jobs, mainly university though. And Cheryl said, "Hey, let's go camping." as sort of she didn't say it was sort of a last hurrah, but I think it was sort of just a, hey everybody, let's go camping because we're not going to see each other for like a few months to a year, and it's never going to be the same again. Some of us will lose touch, so let's go fucking camping. So we thought, oh, okay, this sounds sort of good, because, you know, everyone had sort of gone on their own individual holidays, or holidays in little clusters, but this camping trip was really for, like, the entire friendship group that we had in high school. And the problem with this friendship group, let me tell you, is that, not everyone liked each other in the friendship group. I'm going to switch out here. Let's give Mrs. Hudson some experience. Not everyone liked the friendship group. We were like everyone in it, you know. It was, some people insisted on doing everything as a huge group. A lot of other of us, including myself, were more in favour of sort of a little schism, like little pockets of our own group, like divisions, subdivisions within the main group, because some of the main group were dickheads. So, there you go. So that's the background. So, my friend Cheryl decided to make the camping trip for everybody, rather than the little sub-conclaves. But what the hell? It was the last, you know, time a lot of us were going to see each other, so we may as well go camping. So off we go for a couple of days, because everyone's already gone on their own holiday, so there's not too much money sloshing around for a big holiday, so we decided to go for 2 days camping. I can't remember if it was a weekend, but let's say it was. So we go into the countryside, loads of us are going, and we all arrive separately, because there's no way we could arrive together, because there's not we'd have to have hired our own coach. I don't know how many were on that trip, but I guess it was close to 20 people. So, we all arrived separately. Here's the thing, like, only 3 people brought tents. Well, that was good. And then there was a lot of, because as I say, not everyone liked each other, there was sort of a lot of arguing over tents. Like, people who brought tents didn't necessarily want the people they didn't like coming into their tent, because, well, they're dickheads, and, you know, there was a pub and they'd probably get drunk and vomit all over your tent, which wasn't necessarily the thing that some of us wanted. But anyway, we all had to muck in and make do and mend, and we had to let people we didn't like into our tents. So there you go. Now I'm just going to concentrate on the game for a bit and take an intermission from that story. Maybe, Sanjit, you'd like to talk so I can rest my voice. Okay, Nigel will be back with the return of that story. In the meantime, we're going to switch to Vinda 2, and we're gonna trash this guy with Dig Dug. I don't know, Mrs. Hudson just seemed to be struggling a bit there, just seemed to be taking her sweet time to do things, so maybe she's not the best thing to use in the gym battle, even though she will have a resistance there. She doesn't seem to have many big, powerful attacks. Maybe I was just using the wrong one, Poison Sting, but, you know, Scratch and Double Kick aren't any... is Shelder Ice-type, or is Shelder Pure Water? Because Cloyster's Ice-type, but I don't know if Shelder is, so maybe Double Kick would have been better in that occasion. So I'm going to heal Big Sis, because Big Sis seems really kind of useful at the moment. Or maybe she doesn't, I don't know. Should probably be training Tentacool if I'm training anyone for this fight. But we'll go with Big Sis and just continue onwards. Nigel, would you like to continue your story? Okay, so we've all arrived at the campsite. There's been a bit of a squabble over tents. Nothing like bad, no name calling, just sort of under the table, someone nudging me going, I don't want him to come in my tent. And I'm like, I know he's a dick, but, you know, what are we going to do? So we've all sort of sorted out. Now, the big problem with this camping trip was the fact that it rained. And when I say rained, I mean it was the worst rain the United Kingdom had seen in quite some years. I mean, summers of late in the UK have been really rather shit. We tend to get a bit of nice weather in May and June, and then July and August it's a bit of a washout. Now, whether that's global warming or whether that's just bad luck, that's for scientists to decide. I don't know the answer. But anyway, it was really bad rain. Like, the whole camping site was a proper bog marsh. Like, it was the Battle of the Somme, basically. And everything had gone bad. So, and there was a little river near the campsite, which was pretty high. And before it started raining, a few of the more... not the dickhead element, more of the idiot element. You know, every friendship group has the village idiot. And the village idiot in ours had gone down to that stream, was playing around the rocks, had fallen over and whacked his head on one of them, because he's an idiot. He wasn't seriously injured, but I don't think many people would have cared if he was, because, as I say, he's an idiot. So there was some drama and and the bad things, rain, and then we had the first night, and all of the dickheads crammed into the tent. There really wasn't enough space to sleep. The dickheads seemed to smell more than everybody else. They just smelt bad, and so it wasn't the best night. And on the next morning, there was sort of a conspiratorial meeting amongst the friends to say, like, hey, last night was awful, shall we just go? Like, most of us took off and left the campsite and went home, because we'd had enough of the rain. We thought, we're not staying around for our second night, sleeping in this horrible smelly tent with the horrible smelly people, and plus it's raining, and the tent's muddy, and I'm muddy, and I'm cold, and this is a horrible idea. Why on earth did we come camping? Now, Cheryl was probably quite upset. In fact, I know she was, because I'm still friends with Cheryl, and she was kind of upset that we all sort of ditched her. But, we did. So, we paid for everything. We just thought, we've paid for the privilege of staying another night. We're just not going to do it. So we left after one night and left Cheryl and a few of the other hardier members of our crew to enjoy the second day, which was also torrentially rainy, so we didn't really feel too bad for going. Now, this is the interesting bit. Why I was a bit iffy on telling this story is that after the event of the camping trip, it turns out that Cheryl, who ostensibly, I think I used that word correctly, or her motives that were advertised for this camping trip were to for a camping trip for us all to go away and have fun and then go off to uni. That was what she wanted the camping trip to. That was what she wanted it to do. The function of the camping trip was that. However, after the event, it turned out she had an ulterior motive for this camping trip, because apparently, in Cheryl's particular partition of the tent, there were some rather interesting activities, which I'm sure I needn't elaborate. And then with one of the dickhead guys who we were thought, why is he here? He doesn't often hang round with us. It seemed Cheryl had made this whole camping trip so that her and this dickhead guy, who none of us really hung around with, might have a chance to, for want of a better word, bonk. And bonk they did. And, that's, we weren't pleased to have been dragged out here just to create the pretenses for them to get together and bonk. I'm sure they could have done that another way, but Cheryl and Bonky Boy bonked the night away on the first night. We didn't know this at the time, but afterwards, a few of the girls who'd been sleeping near Cheryl's part of the tent, they were scarred for life, and they had to go into therapy, and the doctor didn't keep the confidentiality agreement. It all came out. So that's what happened. However, that is not the interesting part of this story. The interesting part of this story is what happened on the second night, that none of us were there for, but it has since come out that Cheryl did some more bonking with a different bonky. A different boy. This time not the dickhead boy. This time one of the idiot boys. Not the one who'd fallen in the river and whacked his head. He died by now. But no, one of the other dickhead boys, not the dickhead, the idiot boys, one of the real complete, like, oh my goodness, how does he put his socks on in the morning kind of boys. Yeah, she bonked him as well, on a different night. So Cheryl had really organised this entire trip to be a big bonk fest for her. What a whore. Although, Cheryl's actually okay. This seems sort of out of character. Maybe she had some weird things going on in her life at that time. I don't know. But, yeah, that camping trip was a bonk fest for Cheryl, and was organised to be a bonk fest for Cheryl, and the rest of us there were there to, I don't know, make it legitimate. Like, I really don't know, but it was a very scarring event, and I say never again will I go camping. I've forgotten why I tell this story. Was it because I nicknamed it Tentacle Camping? My god. Well, I probably told that story. It's not much of a story, really. A story tends to have a plot, a beginning, middle, and end. This is just a camping trip that went badly wrong in a whole number of ways, with some spicy bonking thrown in for fun, I guess. For sizzling gypsies, as Blackadder might put it. I've left Big Sis in at the front line. I really shouldn't have. Let's go back to our bush. Cheryl's bush. stomping away. So, Sanjit, what do you think of my story? I'm not too sure why you told it. It doesn't really seem to relate to Pokemon in any way. We can learn Bide, should we? No, I prefer Tackle, to be honest. Yep, stop learning Bide. And plus, Bide just invites critical hits, because then would stay in on people or something, so that's not too good. So in 20 minutes, this has probably been the slowest journey through the sea, because I've been more concentrating on telling my horrible camping expedition story. But in 20 minutes, we've got to this Whirl Islands, and we're not even through yet. So I'm going to have to call this apart after I beat that tentacle in one hit, so this part is going to begin and end with a call from Gina Picnicker. I'm really sorry I didn't get through this, but hopefully you enjoyed my horrific camping story. I'm sure there have been many more horrific camping trips, but yeah, it wasn't great. In the next part, I'll let Sanjit talk some more, and we'll probably actually focus on the game for once. That would be decent, probably. So we'll see you in the next part. Oh, we've got to do that busy work now before we begin the next part. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, well, it has to be done. So the next time you see us, we'll be really happy because we'll have just done the busy work, you know. So and that'll be out the way. So that's good. We'll see you then, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye, and don't go camping. It's a really bad idea.